Hey everybody, Citizen Trader X here, and in this video I'm going to show you how to use TradingView's screener tool to build a pre-market gap scanner. Now you're probably used to seeing these, you're probably used to seeing trade ideas scanners, as a lot of people are streaming them online via YouTube. They are not live, they have a delay, a minute or 2 minutes, but that's probably the first time you've seen the gap scanner. And they are very handy for us day traders. So as day traders, we're looking for volatility and, more importantly, liquidity. So using a pre-market gap scanner to build your watch list is a must-have tool. Now, you do need a paid TradingView account, and I'll show you why in a moment. So let's just jump into screener, stock screener. Now, the screen you see at the moment is broken up into 3 sections. On the right side, we can control the data, so we can filter based on our criteria. On the left side, we control the view, which is these columns here. So we can go in there and change those as we like. And the third section is the display area, so showing you obviously the data that you filtered on. Now, I did say you do need a paid subscription, and I'll show you why. So I have a paid subscription and I'm currently on the Pro Plus plan. Now if I drop the time interval option here, I can go down as low as 1 minute, which is what we need. If you're on the free account, you will be limited to day data. Now, for some things that's okay, but for a pre-market gap scanner, that will not do. Let me explain why. So we just go over to check out a chart. The black sections are the open and the blue are the pre-markets. So let's just zoom in. So let's just pretend, so this is like 9:30 here. If you look down the bottom, 9:30, so that's the open. So let's pretend that it's not open yet. And this is the information we have available. Now, pre-market data is what the pre-market data that we care about is this area in here. If you have a free account and the only information you have available is daily, you will be limited to this data up to the close, 4 o'clock. So daily is not going to work for you because you're going to miss out on all this data. So that's why you're going to need a paid subscription. Let's just quickly jump over to the plans. So I'm currently on the Pro Plus plan, which gives me access to the minute charts, as do Pro and Premium. Now, I do have a referral link in the description. If you're going to sign up, you'll greatly appreciate it if you use that. If not, no problem. I also have another video where I describe how to get discounts on these 3 plans, 40, 50 and 60%, without waiting for Black Friday sales. So check that out so you get a discount. Okay, let's get back to enough plugin of my stuff. Alright, so let's get into it. Now, what we're going to want to do is start filtering. Well, first of all, let's choose the time frame. Let's get down to the minute. Very good. Next thing, make sure you're in the correct market. So if you're scanning for pre-market gappers, I'm assuming you're playing the USA market because it's the more volatile. All right, the next thing we want to do, or the next thing you're going to notice, there are already some built-in scanners. Top gainers, top losers. So all these are based on different criteria, which are set up here in the filters. So if we jump to top losers, click on filters. So it's first of all telling you there are 4 filters being used. So if we click on it, you'll see the 4 that are being used here. Now, a good thing that you can see is as soon as I make changes, so let's say, let's change this and let's get rid of all of this. You can see in the background that things are changing automatically. So that's pretty cool. And as soon as we start getting rid of things, what you're going to notice is there's a little asterisk here on top of the name of the scanner. So that's just telling you that something has changed. So when you leave, you're going to be prompted to save. Now we're going to create our own. So another benefit of having a subscription is that you can save your own and then come back to them later. So starting with any one, like doesn't matter which one you want to use, top loser or gainer, whatever, we're going to create our own. And I'll tell you what you're going to need. So first of all, let's clear it all out. All right, everything gone. So we're up to 9,209 stocks. Okay, first thing we want to look at is exchange. A bit slow, don't know why. All right, I myself currently am only trading the NASDAQ. That's just because the strategies I'm using at the moment. But most of you are going to be using trading all these other markets as well, exchanges, sorry. So let's just include them, make it more relatable. All right, so now you can see we've got one set up, and there's a one here in the filters, and there's an asterisk there because it's changed. Okay, next thing we want to do, pre-market. So just type it in there and it'll bring up anything with the words pre-market in it. Okay, first thing we want to look at is the pre-market close. All right, now I myself trade only stocks that sit between $1.50 and $20. Obviously all of this is up to you, your criteria may be different, but we're just trying to get something similar to what's the trade ID scanner. So $1.50 to $20. Next thing we're interested in is the pre-market change percentage, which is this one here. Now I normally have this at 10%, but with the craziness of the market at the moment, I've actually moved this up to 15%, just to filter out the lower crap. So things around 10% gaps are just not holding up as per my strategy. So 15 is working at the moment. Again, totally up to you. You can put whatever you like. Okay, the next thing we are interested in is, where's my list go? The pre-market volume. All right, so with volume, the more the better. So we can leave that at the max there, but let's at least get 50,000 as the bottom. Again, you can move this to whatever your criteria suits, but 50k is okay at the moment. And like I said, the max is better. That's maxed. Doesn't matter if you move it, it's not going to change, but that's the max. All right, so they're the three pre-market criteria we're filtering on. And so at the moment we've got 4, you can see here. So these 3 plus the exchange. Now the last thing we're interested in is the float. Just type it in there. Now the float is the reverse of the volume. So what we want is lower float compared to higher volume. So just leave this at minimum, which is correct there, and let's just drop this to, again, totally up to you. You don't want billions up here. I mean, you can compare this to trying to steer a cruise ship. So if you've got 5 billion up here, it's like trying to turn the cruise ship. It just like the price, it's hard to move. Whereas the lower share float, the easier it is to move. And that's what we want, volatility. All right, so at the moment, let's just close, go back in, and now we can see we've got our 5 criteria here, and we're good to go. Now what we're going to do is save this. So just click on here and save screen as, and let's just call it pre-market gappers. Okay, now we want to change this view because we're not interested in the overview, we're not interested in dividends, none of this stuff. So pick any one, dividends is fine. And again, like the other side, the criteria you have chosen will be at the top of the list. Now there's a big list here, So that's very handy to have them up the top. Let's just get rid of them. Again, it's updating on the fly at the back, in the back. And now you look, we have no columns, just the name. So it's filtering based on our pre-market gappers filters, which is great. And the view, you can just make it whatever you like. So what do we want? Now let's go. What we want to see is pre-market close. All right, so this is the last price of the last candle in the pre-market. So once again here, having minute data as opposed to daily data is going to make a difference. So now we can see over here, pre-market close. There's our criteria between, it's showing 2, but it's 1.5. So anything that shows up here will be based on our criteria between $1.50 and $20. The next thing we are interested in is pre-market change percentage, which is this guy. And there we go. Set up there. Next thing we care about is the pre-market volume. Boom. There we go. And the last thing we want to see is float. Okay. Now obviously you can add as many columns as you like. If you want to make it even more like the TradingView, I mean, you can look for these other columns, but I don't use these, so I don't add them. Go back, make sure, so at the moment this is not sorted on any column. You can tell because there's no blue line. Once I click this guy, you get this blue line. So this is the wrong way around. Let's click it again. And there we go. Now, as default, this is not updating automatically. You do need to press this button to make it update, but you can set up to auto update. And let's just drop it to 10 seconds. So now that's going to update. You can see the countdown there. Every 10 seconds, this will update and give you a fresh view. Now we don't want to lose this view, so we have the option to save it. So let's save it. Let's call it pre-market view. Oops. All right, so now we have it there. So we can jump out, we can go to something else and go back to our pre-market view. And there we go. So that's basically it, guys. If you have a TradingView account, you may as well use all the tools available. I mean, you are paying for them, so take advantage as much as you can. For those of you who do not have an account, like I said, referral link in the bottom. Would very much appreciate if you use it. If no, no problem. And don't forget to check out my other video, which I'll link down the bottom as well, showing you how to get the discounts. So 40, 50 and 60% off those premium subscription accounts. Alright guys, that's it for me today. I hope this helps you out, and see you in the next one, and happy trading.